right, friends, buckle up. We're diving into a whirlwind of political maneuvers and policy shifts that are set to redefine the landscape of America and beyond. It's 2025 and Trump's back in the White House, signing executive orders like he's trying to win a game of policy tambola. But this isn't just any game. It's a high-stakes match where every move has far-reaching implications. And let me tell you, this ain't tambola night. Each executive order is a calculated move aimed at reshaping the nation's priorities and addressing or sometimes ignoring pressing issues. We're talking major shakeups across the board. Climate change, social justice, immigration, trade, you name it, Trump's got an executive order for that. These aren't just minor tweaks. They're sweeping changes that could alter the course of history. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sadiq, this sounds like a bad reboot of 2016. The déjà vu is real, but the context has evolved, making the stakes even higher. And you know what? You're not wrong. The echoes of the past are loud and clear, but this time, the consequences could be even more profound. But here's the thing. This time around, the stakes are even higher. The political climate is more polarized, and the global challenges are more complex. The world is a different place than it was a decade ago, and these executive orders are landing in a global landscape already grappling with pandemic recovery, geopolitical tensions, and economic uncertainty. The ripple effects of these decisions will be felt far and wide. So, whether you're a tech worker in Bangalore worried about your job, wondering how new trade policies might affect your industry, a climate activist in Mumbai watching the Amazon burn, concerned about the rollback of environmental protections, or just a regular person trying to make sense of it all, these executive orders matter. They touch every aspect of our lives, from the air we breathe to the jobs we hold. They matter because they offer a glimpse into the future Trump envisions for America. A future that feels eerily familiar and deeply unsettling all at once. It's a vision that promises to bring back certain elements of the past while pushing forward with new and sometimes controversial initiatives. Over the next few sections, we're going to break down these executive orders one by one. We'll delve into the specifics, examining the language and intent behind each order. We'll unpack their potential consequences, both here in India and around the world. From economic impacts to social ramifications, we'll cover it all. So stay tuned, because understanding these executive orders is crucial for navigating the complex world we live in today. Let's start with the big one, climate change. Remember the Paris Agreement, that historic accord where nearly every country on Earth came together to commit to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius? It was a monumental step forward in the fight against climate change. That landmark global pact aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions and averting catastrophic climate change? It was a beacon of hope, a sign that the world was finally taking the climate crisis seriously. Yeah, well, Trump decided to peace out of that again. In 2017, he announced that the United States would withdraw from the Paris Agreement, claiming it was unfair to American workers and industries. Trump has long been a skeptic of climate science, often dismissing it as a hoax perpetrated by foreign nations to undermine the U.S. economy. He has repeatedly downplayed the risks of climate change, instead prioritizing the interests of the fossil fuel industry. 2. Now, the U.S. leaving the Paris Agreement isn't exactly a surprise. Given Trump's track record on environmental issues, it was almost expected. This approach has been widely criticized as being out of step with global trends towards cleaner, more sustainable energy sources. While the US was busy debating the existence of climate change, the rest of the world was busy investing in renewable energy, implementing carbon pricing schemes, and actually trying to, save the planet. This not only has environmental implications, but also economic ones. By failing to invest in the technologies of the future, the US could miss out on the economic opportunities presented by the global shift towards sustainability. This withdrawal sends a dangerous message to the rest of the world. It signals that the US is not a reliable partner in the fight against climate change, and it undermines global efforts to address this existential threat. And for countries like India, which are already bearing the brunt of climate change's impacts, this decision could have devastating consequences. India is highly vulnerable to the effects of climate change, including extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and changing precipitation patterns. These impacts threaten food and water security, public health, and economic stability. The introduction of increased tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico, along with signals of tougher trade policies with China and other nations, is expected to disrupt global trade. India could also be added to the list in the future. Energy markets. India, as a major importer of energy, may face price volatility if global energy markets react to increased U.S. fossil fuel production. However, cheaper energy imports could benefit India's economy if oversupply drives prices down. Especially companies dependent on oil prices such as paint manufacturers could be benefited. IT outsourcing. India's IT sector may benefit from the U.S. administration's pro-business stance, including tax cuts and deregulation, which could boost corporate spending on technology and outsourcing. Plus, the high dollar prices end up benefiting the IT companies. Trade risks. Protectionist measures, including new tariffs and renegotiated trade agreements, could create challenges for India's exports, particularly in goods and services reliant on U.S. demand. Investment flow. Potential changes in U.S. monetary and fiscal policies could influence foreign capital flows, with both risks and opportunities for India's financial markets. The Trump administration's economic policies could create a mixed landscape for India. While sectors like IT and pharmaceuticals stand to gain from potential shifts in U.S. trade and corporate spending, challenges such as protectionism and energy market volatility require careful navigation. India's ability to adapt and leverage global opportunities will be crucial in sustaining its growth momentum amidst these changes. Like, share and subscribe to the channel if you would like us to post more content like this. Thank you.